Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chrisi from Solstice ATR and Balkan Capital Research. What I wanted to talk about is basically creating good energy for beginning of the year. Most people set up goals, they never accomplish them. Do what you can. Try not to set up goals that are out of the line or out of extreme. So, as a trader, I've always tried to create a good habit by writing my simple things in trading, not to make money, but to trade well. You may make mistakes while you're trading. Let's say you do three mistakes and one good runner. You'll make all the money for that month or that week or that quarter. So remember to trade well, not to trade for money, trade for a goal to accomplish good setups and put a plan in place. And that's my most important thing that will tell somebody that is starting off in the first, second year of their trading. So let's break this down from the weekly chart. We still climbing up. We had a doji on the weekly chart combination of the four instruments, the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Russell, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Is this going to be considered a change in trend? We will know in the first 5 days of the coming week what the market will give us. So let's go down from the weekly to the daily chart. And what I want to do is go just 6 month out style. We can go to time frame from yearly. You can go to 6 month, and instead of weekly, we go daily. So when we change in it, we basically looking at a smaller range in the market in the direction of the move. We still have a couple of gaps we have never filled from November of last year. You can notice one is here, another one is here, another one is here, another one is here, another one is here. We have about probably 11 to 10 VPOCs below us and maybe 1 to 2 above us for the coming week. So is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday going to give us a change in trend or direction in the market? If you notice, 42,298 is bullish. Let's say it's 42,200. We fall below that area. It's going to give us the sentiment to change the trend to the other side, come back to the first channel that the computer grabbed from this point to this point in the direction of the move. If you notice, I had a prior cone here on the combination of those instruments. We can remove it. We still have an up channel which we touched. Let's do a down channel for this one just to keep an eye if there's going to be a change in the trend. What I'll do, because sometimes I'm not looking at the daily at a faster time frame, so what I'm going to do, connect that dot to the nearest low here, and that would be it. And what I'm going to do is change this, edit it, and make it into a yellow dashed line, which is the inside channel of the prior channel. So we draw channels, simple moving averages to keep us intact if we are in an uptrend or a downtrend. These two minor channels are still in an uptrend until we lose this channel, the 18 SMA and the 50 or the 61.8, then it tends to change direction. And if we lose the 42,000 on the combination of those four, it'll set us up on the other side of the trade. So let's take a look at um, the NASDAQ just in a simpler form, NQ. Remember, I took out the overnight action here just to show us we're still in an uptrend. We have a sharper inside those two channels and inside channel that we are tapping into. We still have gaps here. We still have gaps here. We still have a gap down here. You can see it. So basically, we do have gaps up and gap down. The 18 SMA and actually the 8700 would give us an idea if we're going to change in trend and we lose the 18 simple moving average, get to the 50 simple moving average in this sharper up channel here. What I'm going to do is do another one from here, connect it from here to here. I'm going to make it baby blue so that way the trend is on the other side. So I'm using just channels and looking at moving averages and gaps in order to give us direction on a trend. And I'm going to use it blue, and I'm going to keep it a little bit thicker so we know when we're coming back up and down. If we lose that area, we can lose the 18, come back to the first channel, second channel, that would be 38.2. That's the NASDAQ, unless we continue higher. Remember, we had, geopolitical stuff that happened between United States, Iran, Iraq, as well as Middle East and Lebanon. They killed a couple of their leaders that were terrorists. So I don't want to go into politics. That gave us a little bit reset instead of continuing higher. Let's see what Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday holds for us to get direction for the January trades. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Similar situation. We still have this up channel, down channel. We got the 18 SMA, the 50, and the 38.2 fib, and the 61.8. These are intact, and what I'm going to do the same thing here. Draw this channel from here to here, and change. Oops, that. Oh, just redo it again. Okay, and I'm going to change just the color of it so you guys can do that all the time. You edit it. This is using the TOS platform. We're going to make it blue. So this is the channel we got to watch. And remember, if we lose that in the Dow, we are still bullish. If we lose 28.5, 28.4, it's going to give us at least a direction on a change in trend. That's the Dow. Let's take a look at the NQ, which we already did, I believe. And we did a yellow dash line here in the blue. So let's do the Russell RTY. Small cap has this wider cone. We're still in an uptrend. Remember, this one has the overnight action on it. That's why I kept it. It's resetting. We fell down below the 1670. I'm going to keep an eye on the 1670 and 1655 if we cannot get above it. I'm thinking that since the 18 is lost, if we get the 5 and the 18 simple moving average crossing, our first target is this channel, the 50 simple moving average, then eventually this channel here. And what I'm going to do is grab this one, connect it to this one, and they'll give us at least, oops, come on, that is the channel, edit it, properties, we're going to make it blue. So this is the first thing I would be watching, the 18 SMA 1670 for the Russell to go back higher, and below 1655 is going to be a tell. If I lose this channel, I look for the 50 simple moving average and the wider channel here and the 38.2. If we end up going above the 70, I'll look for the other side. Let's take a look at the ES mini. The E-mini contract, this is the S&P 500. You can look at the SPY as well. I'll show you the SPY or the SPX. They look very similar. I always, look at them in a longer time frame to a shorter time frame. You can use the electronically traded fund for your retirement kit or options, or you can look at the SPX similar way. This is the large contract, and you can do options on it. We do have the same situation in it. Let's go back to the ES, and I'll break it down a little bit more in detail and regarding the volume. I took an upper wider channel from here, and I took one from here, and I drew these. These are parallel. We have a sharper baby blue line going up here and up here. If I end up losing that 1312, 3212 is going to be a tell because we didn't fill 100% of the gap, because the low on this candle was 3213, I believe. Where is it? Come on. Okay, this one, yeah, 13. And we have this one here that was 12 and a quarter. So we still have this small gap here. We below the 3250. So I am below the 3250 area. That's telling me it's a little bit bearish, the S&P 500, unless the trend does change. We're getting a hanging man. If the 18 SMA is lost, simple moving average in this channel, that would fill the first gap here. If we get a bounce, that's great. If not, it would be the 30.55 and 31.55, and eventually the 50 simple moving average and the third gap here. If the trend does change and we clear the 32.47 up, 45 area, it's going to become bullish. Remember, We could not get above the 32.47 in the trading hours. We looked a little bit above. Look at the candle. That's the high and low of it. 32.46 quarter. If I end up going above this candle, it's going to set the trend the other way. If we go below this candle, it sets the trend to the downside. We'll fill partial gap. 18 SMA, the second gap. The channel should hold for a small bounce. If it doesn't, look for the retracement of the 31.55 and eventually the 50 simple moving average. I'm not being biased to being bearish. I'm looking at it as technical, okay? What we're going to do, go from here, style. We're going to look at the volume profile by using the monkey bars or the volume profile. If you notice, this is a 39-minute chart on a 10-day period. So looking at the volume profile, the value area high would be here, value area low would be here, and that's the puck. This is where the most sentiment happened on this bar. If you look, we have looked above, couldn't get higher. This happened in the after hours trading. On Friday, we got to the 46 due to the Iran, Iraq, and the United States, taking out their general. If you notice, we fell down to this 3206 area. This is the overnight only shows you the 2075. We picked ourselves up during trading hours, rallied back to the 37.38. And where did we close? In the 35 range, 50. If we can get above the sentiment of the volume profile, which is around the 32.38 quarter half area, back to the 42.46 and continue higher, that would be great. If we end up falling below this, the gap is that 13 to 12 and a quarter here. That's the first gap on the 10-day moving average. If I go, on the volume profile, if we go to 20-day, 78-minute, you can see this is the first gap. This is the second gap. You can see it here. 31.8675. The higher this one and the lower this one is basically 31.9150. That's the second gap, and we can continue lower. If I go back to the left from that area, this is the third one here. You can see it, and that would be 31.21, and the higher that one, 31. The low of it, 31.2550. Remember, this is consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout, consolidation, breakout. Keep an eye on the 3206, 3212 area. If we fall through it, look for the other side. If we reverse above the 46 area, 38 area on Monday and continue higher, look for the 52 area, then continue higher. So I'm not trying to be biased to one side. I'm trying to trade what we see, not what we think. And try to write your goals, even if you have a friend to look at you, help you by setting up and accomplishing your goal. You tell them, hey, this is my results. If every week you write it down, here's my bad trade, here's my good trades. Talk it out with someone, your wife, your friend, your mom, whoever can help you in order to accomplish your goal. That would be great. Once again, you can check us out at Solstice ATR or Vulcan Capital Research. We're here to help you. And my handle is Chrisi Farah on Twitter. So look forward to seeing you, and take care and have a wonderful